Welcome to the first ever recorded gameplay of the Myriad trading card game in paper. Here, my wife Courtney and myself are playing a game with a mix of playtester cards and a mix of our alpha or dark print cards. We are both using two different decks today. First deck is mine, which is a Reanimator strategy. My goal is to cheat out a couple big monsters that normally couldn't be played with a cheap or fair cost. And my wife's deck is meant to be like a stompy deck. It's got a good middle range of power of creatures, and then when she finds a weak spot on my battlefield, she's going to play her boss monster and just start beating my face with it. This game is a little bit quicker. Normally games go about 25 minutes depending on the matchup. This game's going to go 12. You'll see why in a few minutes because we're both more or less playing aggressive decks. And in Myriad, aggressive games are really snappy, really back and forth. So without further ado, I'm going to play the game and we'll just kind of go over all of what's going on here just to show how the game is played. So as you see, we both have boards with a 3x3 style grid. It is a lane-based game, but there's 3 spots in each, so it kind of lines up like that. Normally here, you don't have to show the life cards. I was just showing my wife what I was trying to do something silly, but at the beginning of the game, you're going to place your 3 life cards face down on the left-hand side there. In any order, without your opponent knowing, you'll shuffle up your deck. You'll roll to see who goes first. Let's see. I forget who went first on this game. But we both shuffle our decks. We set our soul points to 3, because you have 3 soul points to start the game. Cut each other's decks. This stuff is pretty standard, so bear with me. I'll cut the rest of this for the other videos, but you draw a hand of 6 cards and then flip up your life cards. There are no mulligans in Myriad, so you're kind of stuck with what you got, but for the most part, you'll be fine with whatever you draw, and there's a lot of ways to draw cards in this game. So, looks like Courtney's leading off. She plays a Spectre Chick, which on play draws 1 card, so she spent her soul point, draw a card. Played another Spectre Chick, draws another card, and then sets 1 face down and passes to me. So this is usually a really good way to start the game. You want to set up the first one in each of the 3 lanes because it kind of gives you a gauge of what your opponent's going to do, and it prevents me from doing some crazy shenanigans and hitting her in the face for maybe 6 damage on the first turn, which isn't too much of a detriment, but it can matter later in the game. So to start my turn, I draw 2 cards, and now I'm trying to figure out what to do here. So I lead off with Self-Destruct. This card lets me completely destroy one of my life cards. So I take 6 damage, and that's it. The goal of this is all the life cards have a when destroyed effect currently in the game. So I end up popping the topmost life card, which lets me search my deck for one of my boss monsters. Or Foo Flare in this case. So I blow up the card. This card goes to the abyss, and then I go and search out my Wotafuer Ball. I had to remember how to say his name again. So, shuffle my deck because I searched. There's not a lot of searchers in this game. The searchers are all tied to life cards currently, and I would like to keep it that way. But I do not get an additional soul point as well either. I still stay at the 3. You only start with an additional soul point at the start of your next turn from when you start with a destroyed card. So my first play, I play Foo Flare Wotafuer Ball. I discard Foo Flare Tesso. So what ends up happening here is 2 triggers go on the stack. My card says, or Wotafuer Ball says, when it is played by discarding a Foo Flare, I can immediately attack with it for 0 soul points. And then Foo Flare Turi says, when it's discarded, I draw 1, discard 1, and then ready a fire soul I control. So this doesn't cancel out the attack at all. So it allows me to swing in, ready it so I can attack right away with it, and then go from there. So Courtney takes the 1 damage because her Spectre Chick dies. It only had 100 attack, mine had 1500. I then use my life card, my 1 per turn ability, to give my Utafurubal an additional 1 damage. So he swings in for my second soul point this turn, dealing 3 damage. So far Courtney's taken 4. 1 from Spectre Chick, 3 from my Wutafurubal's direct attack. And then I play another Wutafurubal. That's for my last point. I discard Fuflare Kitsune, my boss monster. And then, because I discard the Fuflare, I can attack for free. So this cheats soul points, effectively. So that last point will destroy Courtney's life card here. Oh, she negated the attack. Different game, but yes. So Courtney had Moon Flash in her hand, so that's a quick wits that says negate target soul's attack. Negated my attack, so kept up her life card, prevented that damage, and now she moves to her turn. Her first play is Jack the Lantern, which 2,000 attack, 2 life. Very vanilla, very average monster stat line. Then Courtney has found an opening, so she plays her Yamada no Orochi, which has 4 damage to my life and 8,000 attack. She sets 1 on the right side and passes. So she has a wall or like a tower in the middle that I have to try to break around, or I attack the 2 possible defenders that I have no idea what's there. So my turn starts. I draw 2. I have 4 soul points now since I have 1 life card broken. I go to 3. And I do something nasty here to Courtney. I play Jitters. Jitters says when its cost is sacrifice a card, and when it's played, my opponent has to sacrifice a soul. Since Yamada no Orochi is face up, considered a soul, she has to sacrifice that one. That was a very brutal play for Courtney. If she had anything else face up with the Yamada no Orochi, she could just sacrifice the other one. My second play is I play Unhead Horseman, which I have to sacrifice a soul in order to play it. This lets me attack down any column. So normally you have to choose which column you want to attack down. If I play a soul in the middle, I have to attack down the middle, to left, left, right, right. But anyways, I play a Sudden Revival. It's a reborn effect, and it lets me pay 2 life to reborn one of my monsters without paying any costs. So I reborn it and attack down her middle column for 3 damage. A little bit of a misplay here, but it broke her life card and she bounces 2 cards. So I have to send those 2 cards back to hand. What are you going to do? No one's perfect, I suppose. But I'm going into the graveyard here, trying to see if there's anything else I can do on this turn. There's a life card that says I can send 3 souls from my Abyss to Dust to reborn a soul. So for the cost of 3 cards never coming back into this game, I can bring someone back. So I'm trying to figure out, do I want to do that? But I only have 1 point, so I could attack directly. But I passed to Courtney, and now it's Courtney's turn. She now starts with 4 soul points, 3 plus the 1 from her destroyed life card. She's thinking. Because Courtney doesn't like the aggressive decks. But so she plays Jet Black Cat, pumps it up by 2,000 attack and 1 life damage, so it has 3,100 attack and doing 3 damage to me directly. So that was 2 soul points there, 1, 2. Her third point is going to be getting a soul point with a Bottle of Souls, using it to ready it, and then using another point to attack me directly for 3. So she's trying to break my life card with me getting as little value out of it as possible. This is a very good play on her part. Because now I'm forced to make that decision. Do I let her break it and just bounce her card, which I have to in this case, or maybe I have a card in my hand that can either negate the attack or prevent less damage. So bounce the 1. I actually bounce my other card because I get to choose 2, just to maybe get that cheap extra play off of him, because immediately attacks when I discard a Fuflare. Courtney with 1 soul point left sets that defense. So going to Courtney, or going to me after Courtney's turn ends. I now have 5 soul points. I may not be representing it right now, but oh, this is at the end of Courtney's turn. So Fuflare Kitsune has a quick effect. Quick effects can be used at any time as long as I have the opportunity to do so. And at the end of turn, both players get an opportunity to use any quick effects, then it goes to the next turn. So I quick play Fuflare Kitsune, cost discarding 3 cards, and then When it's played, I can return a Foo Flare from my Abyss to hand. Start of my turn, I draw 2 cards, and I put Chump Stomper on my Kitsune. That means if I destroy another opposing soul in combat, it deals an additional 2 damage to their opponent. So I'm going to pump them up. 5k, doing 4 damage if attacking directly. Now Courtney has to decide what she wants to do here. And she blocks with Arachnodoom, which says when it's destroyed, it destroys the attacker. She still will take 2 damage because I did destroy Arachnodoom, but in the end, my Kitsune is dead. I've used my life card for the turn, so now I'm sitting. So here's Wooter Ball. So as long as I discard a Foo Flare, I can attack directly. So that's my second soul point for the turn. Discarding a Foo Flare, trigger. Wooter Ball will attack for 0 soul points. 2 triggers. I get to draw 1, discard 1. And then I can ready a Fire Soul. So now, for 1 soul point, I was able to attack for 2 damage. And then I can spend another soul point to just hit her in the face again. Normally, in order for me to do something like that, I would have to spend 1 point to attack, then spend another point to ready, and then spend another point to attack. But with how Wooter Ball works. But I destroyed her life card. Her life card says, when destroyed, destroy a soul on my battlefield. Destroyed my Wooter Ball. I'm still left with 2 points. And I pass to her. So Courtney she's still got, we're both kind of neck and neck here. If she's able to play something on my left column, there's a good chance she could win if she's able to play something with a good amount of damage on it. So with her first point, she's thinking. First point, she plays Lucky Cricket, which lets her discard 2 cards to draw 2. So discarding 2 cards that she may not need anymore. And draws 3, sorry. 3. So that's the first point. Courtney's playing for her second point. Jack the Lantern. She's trying to, yep, there he is. The Yamato no Orochi. So she's pumping it to 5 damage to me, direct, and 10,000 attack, breaking my life card. My life card, when broken, forces us both to discard 2 cards, and then I draw 1. There you go. She she only had 1 soul point left, but what ended up happening there was she had her last card in hand was a Bottle of Souls, which gives her a 2nd soul point. So the 1 soul point will let her ready it, then she would have nothing else to attack with, but since she had 2, she can ready and then attack again. So that was the game. She got me since that was a direct attack with no life cards. Again, this is a little bit of a weird one. Normally games are about 20 to 25 minutes, but because we're both kind of playing aggressive decks, it's very swingy, very back and forth, very quick. But the game is still close, as you can see. I do plan on, I hope everyone enjoyed that. We certainly had a great time playing. Courtney likes winning, so she had a good time here. But I will be posting some other games that are a little bit different than these ones with more control strategies. One in particular, I got some pretty spicy combo going on that. But again, hope you all enjoyed. I will put links for Discord in the bio and website in the future soon, so that'll be exciting. But you all have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next one.